Let's go courtside with Bob McCool and Rich Scarcella.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. WE's coverage of postseason high school basketball continues tonight. District 3 Girls 6A quarterfinal matches the Mechanicsburg Wildcats and the Wilson Bulldogs. The Bulldogs, the 4 seed in the 6A bracket. The Wildcats, the 5 seed. They beat Southwestern York in their first round matchup, 61-45. Wilson here in West Lawn on their first round of matchup had a pretty easy time with Penn Manor with a 65-31 game to reach this point in the season. There's a bit of a rematch involved in this, as we'll talk about in tonight's game. But it's the Wildcats and the Bulldogs looking for a shot into the semifinals in District 3. And Mechanicsburg is 21-4. The Bulldogs are 24-2. That is our matchup, our high school basketball game presented by Savage Auto Group. And we'll come back shortly with our Shell's Restaurant, Dairy Swirl, and Miniature Golf pregame show as the Wildcats and the Bulldogs are also available for you to watch on our YouTube channel at 8:30 WEEU Sports. We're back with the Shell's Restaurant, Dairy Swirl, Miniature Golf pregame show from West Lawn after this.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's Kettle Chips. Legend has it, Mark Diefenbach loved kettle cooked chips so much he turned his Berks County kitchen into the ultimate snack factory. Now, over 60 years later, we're still making that delicious PA crafted crunch with the same passion and quality right where it all began. So crunch into some flavorful Diefenbach's Kettle Chips today and snack on a delicious tradition.
Everyone's looking for simple ways to eat better and live healthier. So Redner's Markets is bringing that info right to you. Tune in to Food for Thought with Redner's registered dietitian here on WEEU for smart shopping tips and easy meal ideas. Meredith will help you make healthy choices simple and realistic for everyday life, whether planning meals or shopping for your family. Food for Thought, helping families make healthier choices every day. Brought to you by Redner's Markets, where fresh food, healthy tips, and friendly faces come together.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
UECU is a credit union that understands Pennsylvania, what it means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business. And we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, UECU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for UECU membership through our partner association, the Pennsylvania Consumer Council. UECU, banking that understands home.
Tonight's pregame show is brought to you by Shell's Restaurant, Dairy Swirl, and Miniature Golf. Fuel up for game day with their delicious burgers, their hot dogs, fried chicken, barbecue sandwiches, French fries, and, of course, ice cream. And when basketball season comes to an end, make sure you visit the 27-hole miniature golf course that is a Berks County staple. Visit Shell's on the 5th Street Highway in Temple alongside Rich Scarcella. My name is Bob McCool. Mechanicsburg and Wilson is the matchup tonight. District 3, 6A quarterfinal, and looking for an opportunity to move on, lock themselves up a state playoff bid, but they have bigger aspirations on their minds. Wilson 24-2, Mechanicsburg 21-4. And Rich, one of the reasons why the Bulldogs are county champions, one of the reasons why they're 24-2 is because of their stellar defense. They're giving up less than 34 points per game. But from that perspective, they're kind of looking in the mirror at a Mechanicsburg team that's giving up less than 30 a game.
Yeah, the two teams are very evenly matched. They met last year in the 5th place game. Wilson won that game 40-37 without Layla Jones, who missed all of last season with a knee injury. Very similar teams. They've got girls around 5'10", 5'11", good size, not great size. They've got a lot of athletes on both teams do. They play great defense and rely on that defense for their success. And here's the other one. This absolutely could be a district championship game. Mechanicsburg's the Mid-Penn Conference champion. They've won 15 straight. Wilson's the Berks League champion. They've won 16 straight.
Yeah, they're playing their best basketball at the perfect time to be doing so. And to Rich's point, the experience factor is also there as well. Again, they met last year in the District 3 5-6 consolation game. Wilson winning that game 40-37. Mechanicsburg goes into the state playoffs and lost to Garnet Valley in the first round. Wilson advanced to the state playoff. They lost to Archbishop Carroll in the first round. So kind of similar seasons a year ago, and not that dissimilar so far this season. But as you mentioned in that conversation, and it's something that we certainly found out in the county championship game, you cannot just dismiss the fact that they played each other last year, but Layla Jones was not playing for the Wilson Bulldogs last season.
Layla Jones is the engine that makes Wilson go. While the game got tight when Exeter made its terrific run, cut the lead to single digits, there were a lot of worried looks on the faces of Wilson Bulldogs, except for one. Layla Jones had a poker face, and she calmed everybody down and made plays that kept Exeter at bay and enabled Wilson to win its first league championship in 12 years.
It's time for us to take a look at tonight's keys to the game. They're brought to you by RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. If you're buying or selling a home, Phil Macaronis is a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame with over 20 years of experience providing countless buyers and sellers keys to their real estate transactions. Call 610-670-2770. Ask for Phil Macaronis for the keys to buying and selling your home. The Wildcats and the Bulldogs, and Rich Garcella has his keys to tonight's game.
For the visiting team, the fifth-seeded Mechanicsburg Wildcats, they've got to contain Layla Jones, keep her from getting into the lane and keep her from penetrating and dishing. The second thing they've got to do is box out Violet Hauk, keep her off the offensive glass where she is so effective. And the third thing for Mechanicsburg, they got to slow the pace. They got to make this a half-court game. For the home team, the fourth-seeded Wilson Bulldogs, Coach Matt Riquet wants to see defensive intensity for 32 minutes. He did not see that in the Berks Championship game against Exeter. They led by 16. Again, Exeter cut the lead to single digits, and Wilson pulled away at the end. The second key for Wilson is transition defense. Mechanicsburg doesn't run much, but when they do, they're very effective. The third thing is Wilson wants to dictate the pace. They want to play at their pace. They want to run and push the ball as much as they can.
Tonight's Spotlight is brought to you by Huber's Auto Group. Tonight we focus the spotlight on the player we mentioned a moment ago, and that is Wilson's senior guard, Layla Jones. Huber's is the region's answer for your car rental needs, whether taking the whole crew in a luxury van to Florida or just a few days to the mountains in an SUV. Huber stands by their reservation, ensuring the ride you book is the ride you get. Check out their inventory and get a quote at huberauto.com. If you're a college basketball fan and you like to dip into your toes into that pool thing that they have for college basketball, they always talk about having senior guards. And that's what the Bulldogs had. It showed itself, as we talked about a moment ago, in that county championship. Who's going to take the game? Matt Riquet said he, like his coaches, were worried, just like the players were, on the bench when Exeter made their run in the fourth quarter. But at Rich's point, Layla Jones kind of went, I got this. We're good. And she took care of the basketball from that point forward. 1,000-point scorer, Mr. Junior year. So this is an opportunity she lost out on last year, and she would certainly like to give the Bulldogs an opportunity to make a deeper run into the District 3 playoffs. And that's what's on the line tonight for the Bulldogs and the Wildcats. Tonight's starting labs are brought to you by Victor Emmanuel Beneficial Society. They've been serving authentic homemade Italian dishes for over 110 years. New memberships are now being accepted for only $10. The facility at 311 Hazel Street in Reading is also available for rental for private parties, banquets, and celebrations. Victor Emmanuel, Taste of Italy, right here in Reading. The Wildcats are coached by Clay McAllister. He's in his 23rd season at Mechanicsburg, and a very experienced lineup, just like Wilson is. Macy Yanowski, a 5'7 senior, is at one guard spot. Asha Pratt, 5'10 junior, is at another. And the third guard is Elena Sweet, a 5'7 senior. Inside, Lauren Lebo, 6' senior, and Mia Masser, a 5'9 junior. There's no score that you focus on. It's just great balance. Pratt, their leading scorer, at 9.9. Sweets at 9.2. For the Bulldogs, under Matt Riquet, now in his second season here in West Lawn, 44-12. And they will have Violet Hauk at 5'11 and a senior at one forward spot. Kailani Hardy, a 5'9 junior, at another. Laura Kirkona, the sharpshooter, is a 5'8 senior, along with Ryan Lehman, 5'9 and a junior, and the aforementioned point guard Layla Jones, 5'8 and a senior. Jones at 11.7, Hardy at 11.8, Kona at 8.4, Lehman at 7.2, and Hauk at 6.8. Those are the 5 who start for the Bulldogs. It's Wilson and Mechanicsburg. The winner moves on to the District 3 semifinals to take on either Cedar Cliff or Red Lion. Cedar Cliff, the 8 seed, Red Lion, the 1 seed. That game going on as we speak in York County. The loser still continues their season in the consolations. We will have the tip-off when we come back to West Lawn after this.
Updating your furniture and appliances? The Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County can help. The Restore offers free pickup of your gently used furniture and appliances from your Berks County home. We offer convenient scheduling for our free pickups through our website, restoreberks.org. Located at 5370 Allentown Pike in Temple, the Restore is open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesdays through Saturdays. You might just find that special thing to tie the room together at the Restore. Support your community with your donation to the Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County.
When the pressure's on and it's time to make your best move, the Susan McFadden team with Keller Williams Platinum Realty is here to help you score big in today's real estate market. Whether you're buying, selling, or planning your next play, Susan's experience and dedication make her the MVP you want on your side. For winning results and a team that never stops hustling, trust the Susan McFadden team with Keller Williams, your home court advantage.
Welcome back as we wrap up our Shell's Restaurant Dairyville pregame show. A reminder, we got more basketball for you tomorrow night. We will be at Wyomissing. District 3 4A bracket gets underway tomorrow. And we'll have a quarterfinal for you with the Schuylkill Valley Panthers and the Wyomissing Spartans, 2 teams who play each other twice during Berks County play and Division 3. Well, Spartans won them both. Tomorrow, a District 3 quarterfinal. The tip-off of tonight's game is presented by the Coley Insurance Group. Discover the power of choice with Goosehead Insurance. The Coley Insurance Group, with locations in Muhlenberg and Wyomissing. They are a fully independent insurance agency with access to over 40 top-rated insurance carriers to ensure that you get the best coverage at the best price. Whether it is auto, home, or life insurance, they have you covered at Goosehead Insurance. The Coley Insurance Group, the power of choice is yours. Call their team at 484-848-6088. Wilson Bulldogs in their home white with the red trim. The Wildcats in their visiting maroon with the white trim. And the opening tip is tipped out of bounds. And we will do it again. Our officiating crew, Chip Englehart, Bill Flaherty, and Toya Hauk out of the York Adams League. Get into the postseason, and you'll have a neutral set of officials. So you got a Berks County team, a York Adams team, and the officiating crew out of the neutral York Adams. And it's the Bulldogs who control the basketball. Ryan Lehman, Kaylani Hardy, and around to Layla Jones. With Laura Kirkona and Violet Hauk, the 5 who start for Wilson.
Mechanicsburg opens in a man-to-man defense. It's a very strong defense, limiting a lot of inside shots.
Kirkona up high. Jones will pop for 3. Well off the mark and rebounded by Asha Pratt, who wants to push the ball down the floor from one end to the other, tied up immediately, and a jump ball. Good hands by Kaylani Hardy. Well, the possession arrow will keep it in the favor of the Wildcats.
That time, Mechanicsburg, first time down the floor, they push the pace. They're effective when they do it.
Team that averages 50 a game off the high screen is Sweet. Gives it to the baseline, having trouble holding on to it was Mia Masser. Almost turned it over, but Kaylani Hardy touched it last out of bounds. It'll stay Wildcat basketball. Yanoski at 7.1 a game. Pratt at 9.9. Lebo 7.3. Sweet at 9.2. So you got 4 starters all within 7 to 10 points of one another. There's a little screen and roll for Lebo at the foul line. Kicks it around. Yanoski thought about the 3, decides not to. Lebo has it from the corner. Hauk will sag off. That is Pratt off the screen. She is one of their better 3-point shooters. Good defense by the Bulldogs. Good patience by Mechanicsburg.
Yeah, Mechanicsburg has a very patient offense. They're in no hurry whatsoever, and we've already seen that here.
Yanoski swings it around to Masser, who almost lost it to the baseline. Goes Lebo, nowhere to go. Kicks it out. Yanoski for 3 at the top. That's off the mark. Good rebound by Mia Masser, and another look for Mechanicsburg. Lebo right back to Masser. She'll try it from 3. That's no good. Tipped around and tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Lauren Lebo. The Bulldogs will get possession.
Yeah, terrific patience by the Wildcats. They got a couple open looks, just couldn't connect. Mechanicsburg has already qualified for the state tournament for the 8th straight year. Wilson also has qualified for the 3rd straight year. So these are 2 very successful programs.
2 very experienced teams as well with multiple year starters. Here's Hardy for 3. That's off the mark. Rebounded by Lebo. So the Bulldogs with a quick shot, come up empty. We're still scoreless, 1 minute and 40 seconds in.
Yeah, Bob, I think we were talking before the game. First team to 40 might win this game. This is expected to be a low-scoring game between two very good defenses.
Pratt fakes the three. Hardy recovers. She gives it up instead for Lebo. And to the top to Sweet. Trying to get it to Lebo at the high post. Yanoski trying to drive past Layla Jones and cannot. So a second set for the Wildcats, a very deliberate basketball. Master tries to go baseline, up and under, no. Hauk tried to control the rebound but could not, and it will stay Mechanicsburg basketball as Violet Hauk could never control the defensive board. 5:48 remaining in the first quarter. You're listening to high school basketball at 8:30 a.m. WEEU Reading. Here's a low post entry to Lebo. Still nowhere to go. Kicks it out for Yanoski and three and buried it.
Yeah, great look by Lebo, who I thought was going to go up herself, but she decided to kick it out and got the three from Yanoski.
20th of the season for Macy Yanoski, and the Wildcats are on the board first. Jones has her shot blocked by Masser, but Hauk is there to recover it, and the Bulldogs will settle it back in the hands of Lehman. To the high post of Hauk. Kicks it around for Lehman. She sees an opening baseline for two. The floater is no good. Tipped and controlled by the Wildcats. Back the other way comes Elena Sweet. She's going to pull up at the foul line. No, she'll dish it off for the three from Pratt. That's no good. Long rebound is run down by Masser. Wildcats doing a pretty good job on the offensive glass in this first quarter.
They got a lot of long rebounds off the threes. Four attempted threes for Mechanicsburg.
3 minutes and 5 seconds in, and it's 3-0 Wildcats as they're on the weave on the outside. Pratt to the corner from Yanoski, who's got the only points of the game. Guarded by Ryan Lehman. Kicks it out high for Lebo. Off the screen, the drive by Masser, stripped out of bounds, and off the leg of Masser. Good hands by Layla Jones. Turnover Wildcats.
Really good defense, Layla Jones. It looked like Masser had a path to the basket, and Jones knocked the ball off her knee.
This the 36th appearance in the district playoffs for the Wilson Bulldogs. All time they are 57-37. Won 6 District 3 championships, the last in 2014. Ironically enough, that's the last time they won the county championship as well. Here's Jones for three. That's off the back iron. Hardy slides in for the offensive rebound. Her putback is no good. Gets another putback up in the air, and that one goes in, and a foul.
Great effort by Kaylani Hardy.
She was surrounded by 4 Wildcats, came down with a basketball, and just put it up in the air, knew she had the whistle, and it went in. So a chance to tie the game up as the foul is called on Lauren Lebo. Hardy's free throw is good. We're tied at 3.
Bulldogs with pressure. Yep.
Now they have it with the made bucket. They have the chance to go with a 1-2-2. Wildcats no problem with it. Yanoski across half court. Thought about pulling the trigger. Instead, it will be Masser who attempts it. That's no good. Tipped out of bounds. Lebo and Hauk battling for it, and it's last touched by Lauren Lebo.
Bob, of the starters from Mechanicsburg, Pratt is the best three-point shooter at 36%. Then it's Lebo at 33. Then the other 3 are all under 30%. So it surprises me that they've already taken this many threes.
Halfway through the first quarter, we are tied at 3. Lehman has it stripped away, but Elena Sweet could not keep it in bounds. It'll stay Bulldog basketball, though inbound from the corner.
Nice hands by Sweet.
And Lehman handling the inbound. Nobody moving initially. Now finally Layla Jones comes to get it. Hardy in the corner. With the exception of Violet Hauk, any one of the 4 Bulldogs can pull the trigger from beyond the arc. Here's the leader of the pack in Kirkona, but she missed it. Ball tipped by Hauk, but run down by Yanowski. Bulldogs remain cold from beyond the arc.
That's where they want, Mechanicsburg wants Wilson to take threes. They're cutting off the inside, limiting shots inside the paint.
And as a foul on the reach in, Jones and Kirkona had Elena Sweet trapped.
Lehman. Kirkona, 21. I thought it was 12.
Correct.
Yeah.
So Laura Kirkona will pick up the first foul of the basketball game called against the Bulldogs, and she will come out of the game. And into the game comes Jade Lee, 5'9" sophomore. From the foul line for 2, up and around and finally down is Elena Sweet. Good soft touch for Sweet. Mechanicsburg back up a top 5-3.
Matt Riquet puts Jade Lee into the game, trying to create opportunities inside for the Bulldogs.
She is fighting for position in the low blocks. Hardy tries to go baseline. A little fadeaway is well off the mark and rebounded by Sweet. Wildcats with a 2-point lead, push it back the other way. Sweet going to go right down the middle, runs right into Layla Jones, and a foul is called.
Yeah, she had a wide open path and found it and went to the basket and got the foul on Hauk.
So Asha Pratt at the free throw line. Leading scorer technically for the Wildcats to get at 9.9. She is a 78% free throw shooter. She had 19 in the 61-41 win over Southwestern in the first round of the district playoffs, but she misses off the back iron on her first of 2 free throws. Makes the second. Her first point of the night makes it a 6-3 Wildcat advantage. Still 2:40 left in the first. Jones pushes, kicks for Hardy. Hardy drives and kicks it to the corner for Lehman. Back out high between the circles and around for Jones, who positions Hauk to set the screen and then gives it up instead for Jade Lee.
You could just see this Mechanicsburg defense. They're allowing the 3, not giving up anything, trying to stop anything inside.
Lehman going to go off the screen for Jade Lee and kick it around for Hauk. They'll sag off of her. Hardy trying to, again, work off the screen, but a good job of fighting through those screens by the Mechanicsburg defense.
Bob, safe to say so far this game has been played at Mechanicsburg's pace.
Lehman off the screen, had the open look, didn't take it. Jones will take it instead. That's no good. And this one's tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Jade Lee. It's Mechanicsburg basketball. The Bulldogs still over from beyond the 3-point arc.
And 1 for 10 overall to start the game.
Inside the 2-minute mark, 6-3 Mechanicsburg on top. We gave you the history for the Bulldogs at District 3 playoffs. For Mechanicsburg, their 35th appearance, but they have a losing record overall, 35-41. Fake a 3 and almost pulled the trigger with Sweet. They give it up, get it back. Yanoski going to try it again. That's off the mark. Tipped by Lebo. Long run out for Sweet to recover it. And Mechanicsburg going to get another look here.
You could see their athleticism, especially when it comes to offensive rebounds.
Lebo swings it around left side for Elena Sweet. She's going to try another 3. This one spins out, and Hauk pulls down the rebound. Lehman in the open floor trying to push the pace. Goes right at Lebo, who has the shot blocked. Ball loose on the floor. Still loose. Still fighting for it. Jade Lee picks it up and deposits it in the bucket.
Nice recovery by Wilson after the blocked shot by Lebo.
Violet Hauk kept it alive. Jade Lee got the bucket. It's 6-5 Mechanicsburg on top. Lebo drives and then kicks it back. Masser for 3. That's a long rebound. Lebo has another. Sweet will try it instead. That's no good. Tipped out of bounds. Who touched it last? No. Saved by Masser. Mechanicsburg with yet another look. Here's Pratt on the drive. Taken away by Jones. Layla Jones in the open floor. Takes it herself from one end to the other for 2.
Finally, Wilson gets a basket in transition, and it's off a steal. Layla Jones with the hoop.
And they have their first lead as a result inside of 25 seconds left to go in period number 1. Wilson 7, Mechanicsburg 6. Wildcats likely to hold for one shot here to finish the quarter. That now has 15 seconds left in it. Masser, Yanoski, and Sweet a long way away. Down to 6 seconds to the corner. Teeing it up is Masser, no good. Pratt with a putback, that's no good. And Violet Hauk finally pulls down the final rebound of the quarter. And Wilson will head to the bench after 1. Their lone lead comes in the final 30 seconds of the first period after 1. Wilson 7, Mechanicsburg 6. More high school basketball presented by Savage Auto Group when we come back to West Lawn after this.
Your house needs to handle those frigid temperatures all season long. Keith HVAC, Electrical, and Plumbing has been keeping homes and businesses running smoothly every winter for the past 30 years. Plumbing, electric, and heating systems work extra hard while it's cold. So let Keith keep you comfortable.
Quality you trust, comfort you deserve. Call 610-589-6461 or visit KeithHVAC.com. Get Keith HVAC, Electrical, and Plumbing. You can't avoid the cold weather, but your home stays warm thanks to Keith.
Noisy, squeaky, or uneven garage doors? Do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having Having trouble opening or closing? Get a garage door tune-up now from Overhead Door Reading. For just $99, we'll inspect, lubricate, and adjust your garage doors so they run smoothly and quietly. Don't get stuck in the driveway this winter. Call today and ask for our tune-up special. Serving the community since 1965. Overhead Door Reading. We're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
7-6 Bulldogs as we get set to start period number 2 alongside Rich Garcella. My name is Bob McCool. Again, the winner of this moves on to play in Monday's semifinals. They'll take on the winner of the number 8 seeded Cedar Cliff Colts against the number 1 seeded Red Lion Lions. That game being played at Red Lion. Bulldogs up on top 7-6, have the basketball to start the second quarter. Wilson with no turnovers in the first. Mechanicsburg with 2, none more important than Layla Jones' steal that led to a layup that led to the lead, and Layla Jones adds on to it.
She found a crease down the left side of the lane, put up a left-handed shot and scored.
4 straight for Layla Jones. The Bulldog lead is 3. 9-6 as they cash in on the first possession of quarter number 2. Yanoski drives, kicks it to the corner for Pratt. Out high into the game to start the second quarter. Bridget Edwards, her three-pointer is no good. Rebounded by Hauk. Bulldogs got hit hard by Mechanicsburg in the offensive glass. Layla Jones, little stutter step move, a drive and a foul.
Good draw. Good drive by Layla Jones.
Going to be on Lebo.
That's her second.
That is 2 fouls on Lauren Lebo, their tallest player and best inside presence on the board. Just picked up her second foul.
She's their leading rebounder at 6.5 a game, and she's their best shooter from the field at 54%.
Jones at the free throw line gets the friendly roll off the front of the rim. Lebo, by the way, is headed to St. Joseph's University to play soccer. She's a goalie for the Wildcats. And Jones makes 2 in a row, 6 in a row on total for Layla Jones as she's pushed the Bulldog lead to 5. 11-6, Wilson on top. 45 seconds into period number 2. High post is Lebo. They're going to leave her on the floor with 2 fouls. To the corner for Edwards, their leading three-point shooter with 33 on the season. She's going to try it again, and this one's no good as well, but the rebound comes right back to her on a bounce. Yanoski around a Sweet at the top, trying to drive on Hardy. Nowhere to go. Kicks it back for Lebo. And again for Edwards, guarded by Layla Jones. To the middle of the floor, nothing there for Asha Pratt. Tipped out of bounds, last touch by Wilson. Mechanicsburg will inbound underneath their own bucket.
Wilson's interior defense has been very good so far, forcing Mechanicsburg to take a lot of threes, more than I think they would like to take.
Edwards will try a third one, and that's good.
Other than Bridget Edwards, that is.
Again, her 34th of the season, comes off the bench, but she is their leader in three-point shots made. That ends an 8-0 Bulldog run. Wilson lead is 2. Inside for Hauk, guarded by Lebo. They're going to attack her, and she gets 2.
Terrific pass by Layla Jones.
Again, with Lebo with 2 fouls, they're going to try to attack her with Violet Hauk. Violet Hauk gets her first 2, right back to a 4-point Wilson advantage. 6:10 to go in the first half. Yanoski, right side to Sweet. And up high for Pratt. Touch pass inside for Lebo. Trying to get Hauk up in the air, nothing doing. Yanoski will pop for 3. That's no good. Rebounded by Hardy. And Kaylani Hardy wants to go in the open floor. Dumps it for Lee and an easy 2.
Great pass by Hardy in the open floor. Transition offense working for the Bulldogs. Timeout Mechanicsburg.
Wilson has its largest lead with 15-9 on the scoreboard with 5:48 to go. We're back to West Lawn in 30 seconds.
Hi, I'm Mike Kuhn with Kuhn Funeral Homes. Since 1937, our family has been committed to serving our community. We now have 3 active generations, as I have the honor of working with my father and son. With 5 convenient locations to serve our neighbors, Kuhn Funeral Homes continues to dedicate our family to your family. Thank you for believing in us, and we promise to always be there for you.
15-9 is our score, leading Mechanicsburg to call the first timeout called by either side. 5:48 to go in the second quarter. The Bulldogs, Rich, have clearly picked up the pace of this game. When I say that, I don't just mean scoring, just mean the pace going up and down the floor.
It was that Layla Jones steal and layup that got the Wilson transition game going, and that's really opened this up and allowed the Bulldogs to take a 6-point lead.
And nicely added onto it by Kaylani Hardy on the dump off to Jade Lee that led to that timeout and the Bulldogs' biggest advantage at 15-9. Driving, trying to get by Kirkona. Nothing doing for Elena Sweet. Layla Jones, by the way, off the floor after timeout. Hauk almost got the block on Yanowski, who picks up another rebound. Kick out for Sweet, and 3. That's no good. Long rebound again. Yanowski battling for it, saves it. Somehow another great athletic play. Yanowski back up off the floor, gives it up for Sweet. And now the Bulldog defense kind of settling back into its paces. Yanowski drives, scoops it, misses it. Ryan Lehman pulls down the rebound and again wants to go. Up ahead for Kirkona. Nice job to recover by Elena Sweet and tip it out of bounds.
Yeah, really good hands by Sweet.
With that, Layla Jones back in for Jade Lee. Jade Lee clearly needed a breather. And with
she gave them a lift.
Yeah, Edwards comes out, and Mia Masser comes back in. 4:54 left to go in the second quarter. Inbounds for Howe, couldn't hold it, and lost it out of bounds.
First turnover of the night for the Bulldogs.
Again, with Lauren Lebo guarding her. Bulldogs looking for Violet Hauk a little bit more right now on the offensive side. Worked to a charm last time. Not so much this time on the inbounds pass. The Wildcats get it back.
I think the fact that she was so open surprised Violet Hauk, and she just couldn't hold on to the ball because there was nobody near her.
15-9, our score remains. Bulldogs still on top. Sweet off the screen, drives into the paint. Turn around for 2, no, and Hauk pulls down the rebound. Lehman in the open floor, trying to beat everybody down, can't get by. Doesn't have numbers, waits for help, and Layla Jones.
Good transition defense by the Wildcats.
To the corner for Hardy. Bulldogs have their starting 5 back out on the floor. Kirkona will crossover dribble, kicks it to Hardy. Hardy trying to get by Yanowski and can't. Jones will fire for 3. There it is.
Layla Jones on fire this quarter.
Finally cracks the lid on the three-point line for the Bulldogs as Layla Jones drops her 52nd of the season. Wilson has doubled up Mechanicsburg 18-9 halfway through quarter number 2. Wildcats playing out of the Mid-Penn Keystone Conference. Their lone loss in conference play was to Cedar Cliff, who, as we mentioned, is the 8th seed playing at Red Lion tonight. This is where the patient approach for Mechanicsburg could be a bit of a problem, down by 9.
It's early yet, though. I mean, they have to be patient. They got to run their offense.
Layla Jones got tripped up in traffic, and that left Elena Sweet all alone, and she makes it work for the 3.
Yeah, just a 27% shooter from 3. Oh, what a move by Hardy.
So Ilani Hardy gets herself in the paint, gets her first 2 points of the second quarter, pushes it right back up to an 8-point Bulldog lead at 20-12. 3:05 left to go in the second. Sweet inside to Lebo. Puts up that little baby hook and up and over Violet Hauk for 2.
Nice move by Lauren Lebo. Her first shot of the night.
Cuts it back to a 6-point game. Ball floats on the floor. Layla Jones able to keep it alive. Lehman off the screen looking to get into the act. She comes up short. And the rebound in the hands of Asha Pratt and Mechanicsburg. Wildcats trying to push. Pratt in transition for 3.
Wow.
Asha Pratt drops the 3 to make it a 3-point game with 2:30 left to go in the half.
Back-to-back baskets by the Mechanicsburg Wildcats.
31 threes now on the season for Asha Pratt. Kirkona to match it, well off the mark, and rebounded by Lebo all alone underneath. Wildcats beat Central Dauphin to win the Mid-Penn Conference Championship 39-37 after beating Trinity in the semifinals. Pratt, Lebo, Sweet, Masser, and Yanowski, the starting 5 out there for the Wildcats with 1:50 to go in the second quarter. Mechanicsburg now cuts what was an 8-point deficit to 3.
It was 18-9 at one point.
Pratt tries again for 3. That's no good. And here comes Lehman and the Bulldogs back the other way. Kirkona off the screen, steps back for 2. Still can't get the range. Kirkona and Lehman have yet to score for Wilson. Pratt pushing it up the floor. Kicks it back for Lebo. Drives and kicks it back for Yanowski. Lots of drives and kicks for the Wildcats. 1:10 to go. Off the screen for Lebo, who's moving around in there.
That was definitely an illegal screen. She was running with the defender.
Yanoski goes baseline, blocked by Hardy, but right into the hands of Pratt. It's deflected by Jones. Masser for Lebo, and 50 seconds to go now in the half.
Yeah, Lebo can only go to her right.
Yanoski for 3 is an air ball. So with 45 seconds left to go in the half, 2 subs into the game for the Bulldogs. Jade Lee back into the game. Into the game for the first time comes 5'10 freshman Miriam Osumano. Gave Matt Rickey some great minutes in that county championship game victory over Exeter. Bulldogs with a 3-point advantage and 40 seconds remaining in the first half.
You know, they don't like to hold the ball, but I think that's what Matt Rickey wants. Make sure that they go to the locker room with the lead.
Down to 30 seconds. Jones will drive in the hands and poked away by Yanoski. Taken away. Bulldogs' second turnover. Back to Wildcats. Come the other way. Pratt with an opening to the rim. No. Good job by Lee to fly in and get the rebound. Still 15 seconds to go in the hands of Layla Jones.
Lee came out of nowhere to get that rebound.
Spins away from one defender. Gonna wait because she wants to take the shot to finish the half. Down to 6. Jones not going to give the ball up till now. For Lehman for 3. Good if it goes. It does not. And that will lead the 2 teams to the locker room. Very much what we expected in terms of point productivity against these 2 teams. That is the way they play and why they have won 45 games combined. At the half, Wilson 20, Mechanicsburg 17. We're back with our Lincoln Plumbing Heating halftime show from West Lawn right after this.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all. From residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis. No matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
Hey Berks County, Chick-fil-A Catering makes game day even better. Choose from a variety of trays, including Chick-fil-A nuggets, mac and cheese, and chocolate chunk cookies. Perfect for your next gathering. Place your order through the Chick-fil-A app, online, or by calling ahead and pick it up at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Take cooking off your plate and enjoy the perfect spread with Chick-fil-A Catering. Availability and order requirements vary. See restaurant for details.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338. When the pressure's on and it's time to make your best move, the Susan McFadden team with Keller Williams Platinum Realty is here to help you score big in today's real estate market. Whether you're buying, selling, or planning your next play, Susan's experience and dedication make her the MVP you want on your side. For winning results and a team that never stops hustling, trust the Susan McFadden team with Keller Williams, your home court advantage.
Tonight's halftime show is brought to you by Lincoln Plumbing and Heating. When you need a plumber, get a good one. Locally owned and operated for over 50 years, Lincoln Plumbing has the experience to help from a leaky faucet to a whole bathroom remodel. Call them at 610-376-0863 for Lincoln Plumbing and Heating, as honest as their name. Alongside Rich Garcella, my name is Bob McCool. 20-17, Wilson on top. District 3 6A quarterfinal. The Bulldogs at 24-2. Mechanicsburg, the 5 seed, at 21-4. But as we said going into this is exactly what we kind of expected this game to be in terms of the score at 20-17. And I'm going to try to see if I can make this make sense, because this is what's in my head, Rich. These 2 teams are very patient, which is what they do. They also play very good defense.
Yeah.
But I think at the same time, in the end, they've settled for shots out of a bit of impatience.
Yeah, I think at both ends. Yeah, there's some shots that Wilson has taken quickly that are settled for shots. They're not in the offense. They're kind of like, okay, I'm just going to take one here. Mechanicsburg it looks like they're trying to get it inside and they can't. Lebo Violet Houck is just like a wall to Lebo. Lebo scored a basket late in the second quarter, but Violet Houck already has 6 rebounds too. They're not getting much inside, so I don't know if they're settling for threes. That was the game plan, but they're 6 for 28 from the field overall, 4 for 18 from 3. I can't explain it because they're a 29% shooting team from 3-point range. So it has to be we got to settle. We can't get inside.
Right.
If we're open behind the 3-point line, we're going to take it.
Right.
And right now, it's not a bad strategy because they're only down by 3 points. Wilson is 8 for 22 from the field, 1 for 7 from 3-point range. They were 5 for 9 that quarter, committed a couple turnovers. If Wilson can get its transition game going, which we saw over maybe a 2-minute span in that second quarter, they can win this game. They can open the lead and pull away maybe, but they haven't been able to do that yet.
We'll have more high school basketball for you tomorrow night. We will be at Wyomissing, District 3 for a quarterfinal. Schuylkill Valley and Wyomissing, a couple of Berks County teams going head-to-head in the District 3 playoffs. We will have that one for you tomorrow night. 7 o'clock tip-off time will be on the air at 6:45 from Spartan Country.
We have a couple scores from District 3 girls games involving Berks County schools. In another 6A quarterfinal, after one quarter, Dallastown 25, Governor Mifflin 5.
Whew.
So that was going to be a tough chore for the Mustangs, who are headed to the state tournament,
Yep.
and pulled off an upset in the first round. But down 20 after one is going to be tough. And the only Valley girls in 3A against the top-seeded Trinity Shamrocks, holding their own, down 15-9 after the first quarter.
Very good. Updated there. Wilson, one of the 2 losses for the Bulldogs is to Dallastown. Again, Red Lion, Dallastown, the top 2 seeds in the District 3 6A playoffs. So the Mustangs up against it on the road. Wilson hoping to move on and take on perhaps maybe the number 1 seed in Red Lion. They are hosting Cedar Cleft tonight. Both the winners and the losers will move on. The loser would go into the consolations, as the teams have already punched their ticket in the PIAA playoffs, having won their first round game. It is 20-17, Bulldogs on top of the Wildcats. We'll take a timeout. We're back with more of our Lincoln Plumbing Heating halftime show after this on WEEU in Reading.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the number 1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
Spots Insurance Group is a proud sponsor of Berks County sports. We're an award-winning nationwide agency you can trust, insuring what means most to you for over 32 years. We specialize in auto, home, renters, business, and life insurance. Remember, when you think insurance, think Spots. Visit us at spotsforinsurance.com. That's SPOTTS, insurance.com.
UECU is a credit union that understands Pennsylvania, what it means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business. And we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, UECU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for UECU membership through our partner association, the Pennsylvania Consumer Council. UECU, banking that understands home.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all, from residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
Welcome back to our Lincoln Plumbing and Heating halftime show. I invite you to stick around after our Pizza Como Temple postgame show, and our coverage is complete here in West Lawn. Jeff Noah and Matt Knob will have the scoreboard show coming your way up until 9 o'clock tonight. Fill you in as Rich gave you a couple of scores involving Berks County teams Put all the scores around District 3, find out who's moving on and who's lining up with whom in the next round of district playoffs. The teams that play tonight, or win tonight to be more specific, will play on Monday night in the next round of the playoffs. So the Bulldogs win, and again, they would play the winner of the Cedar Cliff Red Lion game on Monday night. Obviously, if Cedar Cliff wins that game, that would be back here in West Lawn. If the Colts fall to Red Lion, then the game would be at Red Lion on Monday night in the district semifinals. Individual scoring in this one, Layla Jones got the Bulldogs finally moving in the right direction. She had a steal and a layup for her first 2 points. It gave Wilson its lead that they have not yet relinquished at 7-6 at the end of the quarter, and then she just kept scoring from that point forward. She ends up with 9 first-half points, 5 for Kaylani Hardy, 4 off the bench for Jade Lee, and 2 for Violet Hauk, and the Bulldog total of 20. 4 of the 5 starters for Mechanicsburg have scored so far, led by Elena Sweet with 5, 4 for Asha Pratt, 3 each for Macy Yanoski and Bridget Edwards, and 2 for Lauren Lebo, and the Wildcat total of 17. One more piece of the puzzle for the Bulldogs. They are at this point in time with a 3-point lead at halftime, and Laura Kokona and Ryan Lehman, 2 keys to the puzzle, averaging almost 16 points a game, have not yet scored.
Yeah, last year against Mechanicsburg in that 5th-place game, Kokona had 12, was the high score for the Bulldogs. Yeah, Lehman and Kokona rely on their outside shots, and they're getting looks, just haven't been able to connect. What Mechanicsburg does is they crowd the inside of their defense. They crowd the lane, prevent you from getting inside often, and have done a really good job. Wilson's scored, I think, 3 baskets in transition, which is really the difference in the game.
Start of the second half is presented by Financial Planning Advisors. Their team of professional advisors can help guide your investment planning, your retirement planning, or planning for the cost of your child's college education. Less than 2% of high school athletes receive a college scholarship. Financial Planning Advisors can help you plan for the increasing costs of college. Get Financial Planning Advisors working on your team. Call them at 610-376-6334 or go to financialpa.com. Another piece of the puzzle, Lauren Lebo picked up 2 fouls in that first half and avoided picking up a third, staying on the floor the entire time. Mechanicsburg with the basketball to start the second half, and immediately Elena Sweet does what she was unable to do much of in the first half, which is to get inside the paint and score, and the Wildcats cash it in. They're down by a point.
Yeah, one of the few opportunities the Wildcats have had inside the paint. Sweet with a nice move against Jones.
Lehman left alone, calls for it, misses the 3, battle for it. Lebo has it, tied up by Bulldogs, and they turn it over. Mechanicsburg in the open floor gives it up. Right back in the hands, Kaylani Hardy drives in the paint. Her shot, no good. Fight for the rebound, and controlled underneath by Elena Sweet, and the Wildcats have it back. Chance to take the lead for the first time since the first quarter.
Pushing the pace.
Kick it back for Lebo. Inside for Masser. Shot no good. Gets her own rebound. And double dribble with it. Tried to pull the string and pull the pass back and could not do so, in a second straight turnover for Mechanicsburg.
Bob, Lebo has to be careful. A couple times she's come close to traveling, and that time I thought she got away with one with moving her pivot foot.
A minute into the second half, Bulldogs still on top, 20-19. Mechanicsburg led all the way through to the final 25 seconds of the first quarter.
Mechanicsburg in a zone, they played man almost the entire first half.
Adding to the issue for the Bulldogs if they can't make those outside shots, which they've struggled so far.
It's like a 1-3-1 to me, Bob.
Layla Jones, the only 3 made by the Bulldogs in the first half. She's going to try it again, and she makes it again.
Big shot by Layla Jones, the senior.
Seems to stem the tide more often than not for the Wilson Bulldogs. Her 3-pointer gives Wilson a 4-point lead at 23-19. Second of the night for Layla Jones, 53rd from beyond the arc on the year. Wilson's largest lead was 9 at 18-9. It's 4 right now. Sweet trying to get by Kokona. Gives it up instead for Pratt. Right back to Lebo, a long way for the basket. Mechanicsburg really dominated the offensive glass in the first quarter. Wilson shut that down in the second.
A lot of long rebounds in the first quarter.
Pratt with a fadeaway well off the glass and into the hands of Violet Hauk. Layla Jones, head on a swivel, pushes up the floor. Great bounce pass to Lehman. Right back to Layla Jones. Thought about it, puts it on the floor instead, and kicks it back to Hardy. Swinging around for Kokona. High post is Hauk. Hardy will try the 3. That's well off the mark and rebounded on a bounce by Lebo. Janoski drives and dishes right back into the teeth of the Wilson defense. Turnover Wildcats. Up ahead for Krokona, and Laura Krokona finally gets her first 2 of the night.
Really nice pass by Kehlani Hardy in the open court. Wilson transition, turns defense to offense.
25-19. This is how the Bulldogs were able to open up that 9-point lead by kickstarting things with their defense. 3 turnovers by Mechanicsburg is going to lead to a Wildcat timeout. Comes with 5:02 remaining in the third quarter. A 30-second timeout. We will keep it here as the Wildcats take the timeout down by 6.
Yeah, Mechanicsburg was trying to work the ball inside, and I think it was Janoski who threw the ball back toward the foul line, but there were 2 Bulldogs there. They came away with the steal. Hardy with a terrific pass down the floor to Krokona for the transition layup.
One of the things we talked with Matt Raquet about, Rich, before tonight's game was the athleticism of his team. He just felt like he was looking in the mirror tonight. Now, you can certainly understand why. Well, I just kind of thought that if Wilson could do what they have done, which is to get the ball on the open floor, that they were more athletic. And I think we are seeing that when it happens. It's just been a very short spurt.
You've seen it in spurts. Yeah, exactly. You haven't seen it consistently throughout the game. But when they do run, they've been very effective.
And when they did it the last time, Clay McAllister called a timeout to try to slow it down. He just did the same thing again with the Bulldogs now on top by 6.
Yeah, that was a good timeout.
Inside the 5-minute mark of the third, 25-19 inside the post for Lebo, trying to get some space, but Houck with the rejection and controls the basketball as well.
Really nice defense by Violet Houcks, having a terrific defensive game.
Jones lost the handle on it, just kind of threw up a prayer, hoping somebody get an offensive rebound. Nothing there, and back come the Wildcats. To the corner for Pratt. Back to Masser for 3. That's no good. Long rebound gathered up by Lebo. She is trapped, and Violet Houck just ripped it right out of her hands. And a foul in the process. On the block, foul is called on Mia Masser.
Not many fouls have been called in this game. Just the third, I think, on the Mechanicsburg Wildcats.
That is correct.
And I think just 2 on Wilson.
Also true is the Mechanicsburg Wildcats turn it over for the 4th time on the defense by Violet Houck. Last time it was a block. This time she just ripped it right out of the hands of Lauren Lebo.
Yeah, Violet Houck has just 2 points, but she already has 8 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block. Here's a trap by Mechanicsburg out of the zone.
Leaving Lehman open on the wing. She doesn't take the 3. Hardy will drive inside. Little pump and a finish.
Yeah, you can't gamble on her because she'll fly right past you. Kehlani Hardy with the basket, her 3rd of the night.
7 in total for Hardy. The lead grows to 8 halfway through the third quarter. Bulldogs 27, Wildcats 19. Looking for Lebo inside. She'll dump it off to the corner instead. The drive by Masser, the kick back to Janoski. Jones closes out on her. Mia Masser from the top, trying to get by Jones on the switch defensively. Pratt off the screen for 3, no, and rebounded by Lehman. Good defense again by the Bulldogs, looking to add on to what is right now an 8-point lead.
Mechanicsburg right now is 4 for 20 from 3-point range.
Double-digit lead against this Bulldog defense, going to feel like a lot bigger hole.
Yeah, and especially if they could get up 10, it's going to be hard for Mechanicsburg to remain patient on offense.
Now the Bulldogs will be a little bit patient here, but Kehlani Hardy sees an opening and takes advantage of it.
She's just too quick for any defenders for the Mechanicsburg Wildcats. The lead has grown to 10.
29-19, 9 for Hardy on the brilliant crossover dribble to get herself in the bucket, and another timeout called by Mechanicsburg. 2:54 left to go in the third quarter. Clay McAllister seeing this one slip away from a little bit, calls the timeout. We'll take one as well. 29-19 Bulldogs when we come back to West Lawn after this.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
Hey, Berks County, Chick-fil-A Catering makes game day even better. Choose from a variety of trays, including Chick-fil-A nuggets, mac and cheese, and chocolate chunk cookies. Perfect for your next gathering. Place your order through the Chick-fil-A app, online, or by calling ahead and pick it up at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Take cooking off your plate and enjoy the perfect spread with Chick-fil-A catering. Availability and order requirements vary. See restaurant for details.
Mechanicsburg has used all 3 of its timeouts. Bulldogs still have not called one, and they have no reason to right now, as they have turned this game to their favor by a 10-point advantage. Mechanicsburg, after the timeout, goes inside on the post-up. Elena Sweet's bucket was halfway down and came back out. Wilson right back the other way.
Yeah, nice play out of the timeout by Mechanicsburg. They just didn't get the shot to fall.
2:40 to go in the third. Bulldogs on top by 10.
And they can be patient. Bulldogs can be patient. Looks like they went back to a man-to-man defense with a double team down low.
Jade Lee into the game, kicks it out, and Ryan Lehman finally gets her first bucket to go down.
Just a matter of time before Lehman gets going. Lead up to 13 for the Bulldogs.
Number 26 from beyond the arc on the season for Ryan Lehman, 32-19, Wilson on top. Lebo from the wing, they'll sag off of her. Looks for the back door, it's closed. To the top for Pratt, guarded by Hardy.
Hardy's such a good defender.
Inside of 2 minutes to go in the third.
Pratt's their leading scorer, has just 4 points.
Sweet, trying to be more aggressive offensively. Layla Jones forces to give it up. Again, here's the patience Rich is talking about for Mechanicsburg. It doesn't work when you're down by 13. And here's a battle for the ball between Hardy and Jade Lee. Possession arrow is going to give it to Wilson. Laura Kokona, who had come out to get Jade Lee in, comes back in, and Layla Jones will take a breather. 1:42 to go in the third. Good spot to give Layla Jones a breather, up 13 points.
Mechanicsburg coach Clay McAllister very unhappy with what happened down this end of the floor, but I thought it was a good no call. Good held ball all the way.
Hauk on the screen and roll to Jade Lee. Kind of barked a little bit from behind by Masser, and Mechanicsburg comes away from the pack with a basketball. 1:20 to go in the third. Here's Pratt for 3, buried it.
Yeah, you can't let her loose. She's their best three-point shooter.
Cuts it to a 10-point game, 32-22. Ends a 12-0 Bulldog run. Again, they go inside to Jade Lee, and she's fouled from behind, surrounded by 3 Mechanicsburg players.
I think it's going to be on Janoski.
Yep.
It is.
First on Macy Janoski. Wildcats getting frustrated right now with 1:08 to go here in the third period. Bulldogs will inbound underneath. Worker Kona. Along with Lehman, Hauk, Lee, and Hardy, the 5 on the floor. Lehman, screen and roll for Hauk. Kicks it back. Kokona's alone. Got it. And a foul away from the basketball.
Let's see what happened. Let's see what the call is. I think it's on Mechanicsburg.
I think it's on Mechanicsburg underneath the paint, so the shot should count.
And then it should be Wilson ball.
Officials talk it over. Here we're going to get to find out the call.
No, it's on White.
It's on Jade. I think it's on Jade Lee.
It's on
so
Jade
the
Lee.
foul's on Jade Lee. So the bucket by
Kokona counts.
Is good.
It's a 3.
And the foul away from the basketball on Jade Lee on the fight for position gives the ball to Mechanicsburg, as it would on the made bucket. So with 56 seconds left to go, the 3 from Laura Kokona makes it a 35-22 Bulldog advantage. Sweet trying to get by Kokona. Has to give it up for Lebo. And around for Janoski. Tries to drive on Jade Lee, blocked and fouled. Lehman was there from behind, Lee from the front, and it was Lehman from behind who got called for the foul.
Looks like Clay McAllister's campaigning has been effective. He's got a couple calls to go their way over the last minute or so.
Bridget Edwards will check into the game now for Mechanicsburg. She can't do so until the first free throw is attempted by Macy Janoski. Janoski scored the first points of this game with a 3 from the corner, has not scored since. 42 seconds left to go in the third quarter, and she changes that by making the first of 2. So Edwards in, and Masser comes out. Masser hit 1 of 4 threes in the first half for Mechanicsburg. Janoski 2 for 2 at the free throw line, makes it 35-24 Bulldogs. 40 seconds to go in period number 3.
Let's see if the Bulldogs try to hold for 1 here.
Go with the double stack. Jade Lee at one high post, Violet Hauk at the other. And it does not look like Wilson is in any hurry.
And Mechanicsburg just now creeping out, but not chasing Lehman out near the mid-court line.
All right. Lehman looks over for Matt Riquet, says, you're good. 15 seconds to go. Lehman will go to work inside of 10 seconds. Here we go. Lehman off the double screen. Trying to give it back. Wraps it around for Hauk. Down to 6 inside for Lee, and no good.
Man. Lee
gets her own rebound. The putback is also no good, and that will end the third quarter. Everything but the finish for Jade Lee inside. She can't do anything but chuckle.
Great play by Wilson to end that quarter. They just didn't get the layup to fall.
But they have an 11-point lead, looking to move on to the District 3 6A semifinals. Wilson 35, Mechanicsburg 24. Back with the Final 8 in West Lawn after this, live on WEEU in Reading.
What if you could have more Mike?
We had a calamity.
More Bob.
Am I going to remember this tomorrow?
More local voices.
You two really complement each other, and it makes for the great show.
And more of what you love in the morning.
Tell me more.
WEEU fans, we heard you loud and clear. So now you can hear Mornings with Mike from 6 to 10, followed by feedback from 10 to noon. More local voices, more conversation, and more of everything you love in the mornings. Right here on 830 WEEU, the voice of Berks and Beyond.
Spots Insurance Group is a proud sponsor of Berks County sports. We're an award-winning nationwide agency you can trust, ensuring what means most to you for over 32 years. We specialize in auto, home, renters, business, and life insurance. Remember, when you think insurance, think Spots. Visit us at spotsforinsurance.com. That's SPOTTS, 4, insurance.com.
Wilson trying to get a step beyond where they did a season ago when they ended up finishing 5th in the District 3 playoffs. A win tonight would get them at no worse than 4th, and a trip into the District 3 semifinals. They are 8 minutes away. Alongside Rich Garcella, my name is Bob McCool. 35-24, Wilson on top. Mechanicsburg with a basketball to start the fourth quarter.
So look for Mechanicsburg to try to attack the basket. You can hear a couple of the coaches say, keep going to the basket.
Swinging around for Pratt. Asha Pratt gives it back for Elena Sweet. She will pop for 2. That's no good. And Violet Hauk with another rebound. Layla Jones, Kaylani Hardy, Violet Hauk, Laura Kokona, and Jade Lee on the floor to start the fourth quarter for the Bulldogs.
Hardy open behind looks like the zone. It still is a 1-3-1 with Janoski playing the back line.
Hardy about put it on the floor, gives it up instead.
Now they switched into a man.
Hardy again open along that back line, but they're not looking for her. Layla Jones right through traffic and rolls it in.
Pretty drive by Layla Jones.
Just enough spin on that basketball to get it to roll in the right direction. And Layla Jones becomes the first player on the floor in double digits now with 11. 37-24. Shot off the glass, no good. Kaylani Hardy with a rebound. Bulldogs match their largest lead right now at 13. Hardy may be trying to change that here. Blocked and a jump ball. Will give it back to Mechanicsburg.
No, Wilson ball. Mechanicsburg had the ball to begin the quarter.
You are correct. So the Bulldogs will inbound underneath. Hardy forces it into Lee. Blocked from behind by Pratt. And a foul trying to get it back called against Jade Lee.
Yeah, Jade Lee compounded the block shot by the foul 90 feet away from the basket.
So that's her second personal. First foul against either side in the fourth quarter.
Bob, I remind you what we both said before the game. The first team to 40 will win, and Wilson right now has 37.
Yeah, one team's got a much better shot at that than the other at this stage of the game. So Mechanicsburg needs to heat it up offensively. Good look to the cutter and a bucket.
Right, nice pass by Janoski.
To Elena Sweet for the 2. Sweet now with 9 makes it an 11-point game. 37-26. 6:15 to go in the ballgame. Layla Jones off the Hauk screen. Gives it up instead for Lee.
Wilson now playing slow down basketball with an 11-point lead and under 6 minutes to go.
Boy, it's so difficult to come back with a double-digit lead against this Bulldog defense, and because their offense can be deliberate. And Layla Jones knows exactly that as she drills back towards the circle and restarts everything. Jade Lee sees an opening drives and is fouled hard.
Looks like it's going to be on Pratt, I think. Yep.
So Jade Lee's had some opportunities of late. She's going to have the opportunity now at the free throw line, where she's just a 52% free throw shooter on the year. I mentioned this in the county championship game and the win for the Bulldogs over Exeter. Jade Lee is a player who would probably start on just about every other team in Berks County.
You got that right.
But serves a very valuable role, obviously, for this Bulldog team off the bench, and she's just a 10th grader. Goes 2 for 2 here.
Didn't look like a 52% free throw shooter there. Both shots swished. Nothing but net.
39-26. Bulldog lead right back up to 13. 5:40 left to go.
Mechanicsburg is going to try to stay patient, but they can only stay patient for so long as the clock winds down here.
Yonoski trying to get by Layla Jones, and a great finish by Macy Yonoski for
that
2.
was a terrific move by Yonoski.
Put it high off the glass to get it over the outstretched hand of Violet Hauk in the help defense. And the Wildcats cut it back to an 11-point game. 7 now for Macy Yonoski. And a timeout called by the Bulldogs. Mentioned that Wilson had not yet used a timeout. Matt Riquet will use his first here. We'll keep it here as well. 5:11 left to go here in West Lawn. 39-28, Bulldogs on top. They've got the basketball following the timeout.
Yeah, I don't know how Mechanicsburg's going to be able to do this. They're shooting just awful. They're 8 for 36 going into the fourth quarter, now 10 for 38. And they have that patient offense. That's where they get their shots. And it's a terrific offense. They've created a lot of good looks. But I just don't know how quickly they can score against a Wilson team who's just taken the air out of the ball on their end of the court and has been successful scoring twice.
39-28 our score. A reminder, tomorrow night, more high school basketball presented by Savage Auto Group for you from Wyomissing. District 3 boys 4A quarterfinal. Schuylkill Valley against Wyomissing. The Spartans won the 2 games during the regular season. The winner of this one gets to move on into the district semifinals. We'll have that one for you tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, 6:45 here on WEU. And a reminder, the scoreboard show to come after we're done here in West Lawn. And Jeff Nolan, Matt Nah back at the WEU studios, and they will have coaches and players from both Schuylkill Valley and Wyomissing as guests on the scoreboard show.
Bob, the other thing that's going to hurt Mechanicsburg as it tries to come back here, Wilson has just turned it over twice. And Mechanicsburg, now here's the trap. They're going to have to do something, and they're going to try a trap.
Trying to trap Ryan Lehman, not an easy task at all for the future North Carolina Tar Heel lacrosse player. Gets it back to Jones, poked out of her hands, and out of bounds stays Bulldog basketball. Matt Riquet still has his starting 5 out there right now in Hauk, Hardy, Jones, Krokona, and Lehman.
Yeah, Mechanicsburg's going to have to come out after Wilson. They're going to have to pressure the basketball. They can't let Wilson run time off the clock.
Wilson just a 58% free throw shooting team.
Good point.
Hardy from 3, well off the mark. Not a shot the Bulldogs were looking for.
Not exactly.
That's what I was talking about at halftime. That's settling for shots out of a bit of impatience after a very deliberate approach. Drive and a kick to the corner for Masser and 3. Got it.
Go. That's exactly what Mechanicsburg wants. They've cut this lead to 9 from 15.
First points of the night for Mia Masser, her 19th 3 of the year. Wildcats, a little bounce in her step. They've got it to an 8-point game. For Jones, tried to feed it to Hauk, but it deflects right to Krokona for 2.
Very fortunate for the Bulldogs. That was nearly a turnover. Landed in Krokona's hands, and she buried the mid-range.
7 for Krokona, all here in the second half. Halfway through the fourth, Bulldog lead back up to 10, 41-31. To the corner for Pratt. Tees up another 3. That's off the mark. Jones knocked out of bounds by Yonoski. It's Bulldog basketball. So Wildcats got a shot they would certainly take from the corner on a 3, and now they're going to extend the floor. Looks like a 1-2-2 for Mechanicsburg, with Wilson getting possession, having to go the length of the floor.
Comes the trap.
No problem, and Lehman takes it across half court. Skip past the one side of the floor to the other for Hardy.
Yeah, Hardy's just got to be a little patient. No, not be eager. I hate to say this, it's trite, but your friend's the clock.
Yep. There's a backdoor find to Kirkona and a layup.
Pretty pass by Layla Jones.
From half court finds Laura Kirkona underneath the basket.
And turnover by Mechanicsburg. Pratt wasn't looking as Masser tried to get her the ball down the floor.
Fifth turnover of the second half.
Sixth
in the second half for Mechanicsburg. And now the Bulldogs get it back with a 12-point advantage.
Bob, I honestly think the best way for Mechanicsburg to get back in this is to start fouling.
Lehman, skip pass for Jones, able to keep it, dumps it for Hauk. No, but she's fouled. Layla Jones now the distributor.
Absolutely.
Sending Violet Hauk to the free throw line to shoot 2.
She is the glue. That's going to be on Masser, her second. Nobody in foul trouble here tonight, either team.
Hauk, a 70% free throw shooter, shooting 2.
Made first.
3 points on the night for Violet Hauk. She's done a great job inside. Headed to Jacksonville to continue her outstanding track and field career as a very good hurdler for the Bulldogs as she makes both free throws here.
Bob Wilson, we forgot, they hit the magic number of 40. The first team to hit 40.
45-31, 14-point lead, the largest now for Wilson with 3 minutes to go in the ballgame.
Mechanicsburg's got to play offense with more of a sense of urgency. They cannot afford 35, 40-second possessions.
Sweet for Lebo. Foul line jumper is good.
Nice touch by Lauren Lebo. Timeout, Mechanicsburg.
After a bucket by Lauren Lebo, her first of the second half, 45-33 our score, and Mechanicsburg calls the timeout. So they only have now one timeout left with 2:51 left to go in the ballgame, and the Bulldogs on top 45-33. Now, we saw Wilson in that county championship game, talked a little bit about, Matt McKay actually brought it up. We didn't bring it up about how the Bulldogs faltered a bit in that fourth quarter. Exeter made a great run at them. It's a great time to just remind them of that.
The second half, they faltered. They were up 16, and the lead could have been much larger. It could have been 22, 23 points. And you can tell as soon as the third quarter started that Wilson had lost its edge, and Exeter just kept chipping away. They got the lead down to 6, I believe. 4, thank you. And Wilson then recovered because of Layla Jones. She held everything together. Right now, Matt McKay brought this up before the game. He wanted to see 32 minutes of defensive intensity, and I got to say, this has been 30 so far.
30.
29 minutes and 9 seconds of defensive intensity by the Wilson Bulldogs.
I'm impressed by the math in your head. Well done, partner. 45-33 with 2:51 left to go in the ballgame. And following the Mechanicsburg timeout, again, the Wildcats only have one timeout left. Wilson has a handful.
Bob, after 3 quarters in another 6A girls game, Dallastown 61, Governor Mifflin 27.
So it looks like the Mustangs are going to end up in the consolation bracket. Again, they've already punched their ticket. 8 teams getting into the PIAA playoffs, so Mifflin already knows beyond the consolation bracket they are headed into the PIAA playoffs. Wilson, no problem to beat the pressure.
No rush here. They got to remember, no rush.
And this is the athleticism we
they're
talk
gonna
about
foul.
with Wilson. They basically have 4 guards on the floor who can handle the basketball and pass it, and they force Mechanicsburg to commit the foul.
Yeah, I think that's the strategy now. Mechanicsburg wants to put Wilson on the line.
Picked up the 3rd foul there on Masser, 3rd team foul as well. So Mechanicsburg has to commit 2 more fouls. And Matt McKay getting a little impatient on that inbounds pass. And with that handful of timeouts we're talking about, we'll call it 30 here, just to make sure that Wilson doesn't turn it over on the 5-second violation.
Wilson just has to take care of business here. Mechanicsburg is going to try to foul, put them on the line. They got to get the ball in the hands of the right people, which would be really Laura Kirkona, Violet Hauk, and Layla Jones.
You're listening to high school basketball at 8:30 a.m. WEEU in Reading. And right now, it's the Wilson Bulldogs on top, 45-33. Again, our coverage continues tomorrow night, not only here on the radio, but if you're listening to us or if you haven't found us yet, we are on YouTube, and you can watch all of our coverage throughout the district playoffs on our YouTube channel. That's 830 WEEU Sports. People have found it, say it's great, love watching it. Put it on your smart TV at home, watch it on the big screen, and watch high school basketball right up and through the end of the District 3 playoffs. Our coverage, of course, will continue as long as Berks County high school basketball teams are playing. Our coverage will continue here at WEEU. They're going to check, the officials are going to check the scores table to make sure of possession arrow and make sure everybody's on the same page. 2:42 to go. And again, Wilson called the timeout.
I think it was a possession arrow issue.
Yeah,
I think it should be Mechanicsburg ball on the next held ball.
And that's what they just switched it to. So Wilson has it. Again, they had it on the timeout. As Lehman trying to beat Pratt off the dribble. Now reverses her ground. The Bulldogs will see Layla Jones get trapped out near half court, and there's the foul. Pratt and Masser were there, and it's going to be on Pratt.
And that's her second, team fourth. Next foul puts Wilson at the line in the bonus situation, and I think that's what you're going to see is Mechanicsburg gamble for steal, and if they foul, they foul, and put Wilson on the line. Trouble here.
Just gets it into Hauk, who comes to get the ball. Now it's in the hands of Jones, and almost lost it, but last touch by Mia Masser. Jones lost her balance, and fortunate that Bulldogs get to keep it. Still 2:25 remaining in the ballgame.
This could be a free throw shooting contest. Yep, here we go, and that's the wrong person to foul. Or no, actually, it's the right person to foul, excuse me.
Ryan Lehman at the free throw line. She has not been there much this season, but she is just 5 for 15 at the line.
Yeah, and that's the third foul on Pratt and the 15th foul.
So Lehman with just 3 points so far on the night on a three-pointer in the third quarter, misses the first of 2 free throws. With that, Bridget Edwards, their three-point shooting specialist off the bench, will come into the game. She's got 1 tonight and 34 on the season. With Lehman at the line, shooting a second. That's good. So 4 for Ryan Lehman. The lead, again, is 13 for the Bulldogs, 46-33.
Biggest lead of the night.
Drive inside, shot no good by Janoski, controlled by Hauk. Hardy on the run out on a 2-on-1. Dumps it for Kirkona, who will run some time.
Smart, and that's the wrong person to foul is Laura Kirkona. She's shooting 86% from the line.
So the Mechanicsburg Wildcats had to play the chase game.
Can't be choosy at that point.
And so Kirkona will go to the line as Pratt picks up her 4th. They also can't afford to lose her. She is their leading scorer, just about 10 a game. And Kirkona at the line makes the first of 2. Trying to give Wilson its biggest lead of the game, and she does at 15 points. 48-33, Bulldogs on top. Big second half for Laura Kirkona.
Mechanicsburg's got to be in a hurry here. They cannot afford to run their patient offense. They don't have time. They've got to be hurry. They got to be in a hurry.
Try for the screen and roll. It's not there. Pratt catch and shoot 3. No. Rebounded by Kirkona. And a bump and a foul immediately on Sweet. And to the other end of the floor, Laura Kirkona right back to where she was a moment ago at the free throw line, shooting 2 more.
Yeah, just a great defensive effort by Wilson tonight. Just what Matt Riquet had ordered. 32 minutes of intensity, and we have seen that. This has been an outstanding effort by the Bulldogs. He told us before the game in that 5th district 5th place game last year, he felt it was the Bulldogs' best defensive effort of last season. And really, tonight has been another one that they can hang their hat on.
Laura Kirkona matched her season high with 15 points in the first-round win over Penn Manor. Her 2 for 2 here gives her 13 on the night. Puts the Bulldogs at the half-century mark. 50-33, Wilson on top. 1:40 left to go.
Yeah, Mechanicsburg's got to hurry. They cannot afford to.
Sweet pulls up with Violet Hauk in her face, comes up short. Violet Hauk comes up with a rebound. All those offensive rebounds early on in this game have disappeared, and most of that is because of Violet Hauk in the paint.
Yeah, and a lot of long rebounds early in the game from the three-point shooting, but Mechanicsburg, they've shut off the three-point line Wilson has in the second half.
Bulldogs playing keep away. Pratt not wanting to foul because she's got 4. And they don't want to really foul Kirkona because she just made 4 in a row. Right now they're settling back with a minute to go.
I think Mechanicsburg may be waving the white flag.
And if that would appear to be the case, if they're not going to foul here.
Yeah, they're not double teaming or fouling. So I think we've seen a surrender here.
And a smile on the face of Layla Jones. Again, she had to sit back and watch a season ago after tearing the ACL, missed her entire junior season. Had to be nothing more than a player sitting on the bench as an assistant coach. But now the ball is in her hands as the final 30 seconds tick down and the Bulldogs are moving on to the District 3 semifinals on Monday.
This is an impressive victory by the Bulldogs against the Mid-Penn Conference champions, a team that was 21-4 and had won 15 games in a row. This is a very good Mechanicsburg team, and Wilson is going to win this game by probably 17 points.
And it will be their 17th win in a row. As we started this broadcast, Rich told you 15 in a row for Mechanicsburg, 16 in a row for the Bulldogs. That is going to 17, and the Bulldogs are moving on in the District 3 6A playoffs as they win it tonight by a final score of 50-33. We're going to take a timeout. We're back with our Pizza Como Temple postgame show, our Reading Fighting Phil's player of the game, and our Celebration Villa of Exeter play of the game, all when we return to West Lawn after this on WEEU in Reading.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's Kettle Chips. Legend has it Mark Diefenbach loved kettle cooked chips so much he turned his Berks County kitchen into the ultimate snack factory. Now, over 60 years later, we're still making that delicious PA crafted crunch with the same passion and quality right where it all began. So crunch into some flavorful Diefenbach's Kettle Chips today and snack on a delicious tradition.
Temperatures dropped and my heating wouldn't kick on, so I called Keith HVAC, Electrical and Plumbing. They had it running fast and at a fair price. That was years ago, and I've trusted them ever since. Heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical, Keith does it all. Honest, fast, professional. They've been around for 30 years for a reason. Call Keith HVAC today. You'll be glad you did.
Keith HVAC Electrical and Plumbing. Quality you trust, comfort you deserve. Call 610-589-6461 or visit keithhvac.com.
Noisy, squeaky, or uneven garage doors? Do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having trouble opening or closing? Get a garage door tune-up now from Overhead Door Reading. For just $99, we'll inspect, lubricate, and adjust your garage doors so they run smoothly and quietly. Don't get stuck in the driveway this winter. Call today and ask for our tune-up special. Serving the community since 1965. Overhead Door Reading. We're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
No time to shop? No problem. Life can move pretty fast, but grocery shopping doesn't have to slow you down. Redner's Ready saves you time. Just visit rednersmarkets.com and use Redner's Ready to order your groceries online, and they'll bring them straight to your car. It's fast, easy, and contactless. Get your shopping done the smart way with Redner's Ready. Fresh, convenient, and friendly, and contactless convenience every time. Visit rednersmarket.com and start your order today.
Welcome to the Pizza Como Temple postgame show. Pizza Como is a family-owned business going strong on the Fifth Street Highway for over 50 years, serving the finest Italian dishes, Berks County's best variety of Italian sandwiches, and legendary pizza. Right next door is The Yard, a virtual golf experience to keep your game sharp all year round. And if you love sports cards and memorabilia, stop into Buy, Sell, or Trade. Pizza Como and The Yard, 4600 Fifth Street Highway in Temple. A solid victory tonight for the Wilson Bulldogs. We He talked with Matt Rickey about it beforehand, said the first 1 to 40 wins. Wilson was the first 1 to 40, and for that matter, the only 1 to 40 and the only 1 to 50 because they won it by a final score of 50-33. Again, moving on to Monday's semifinals, District 3 6A semifinal. They'll take on the winner of Cedar Cliff and Red Lion. I bet you stick around coming up for our scoreboard show. Jeff Nolan, Matt Knob back at the WEEU studios. They'll make sure they get that score for you and find out who the Bulldogs are playing in Monday's semifinal. Again, if it's Cedar Cliff, if they can pull off the upset against the number 1 seed Red Lion, it would be back here in West Lawn. If Red Lion wins the ball game, then that game will be at Red Lion on Monday night. So it's right now sites and time to be determined depending upon that, but the Bulldogs know they are moving on, and Mechanicsburg will now fall into the consolation. They will play the loser of that game in Tuesday's consolation round coming up. Again, don't forget, tomorrow night we'll have more high school basketball here presented by Savage Auto Group from Wyomissing. Schuylkill Valley Wyomissing District 3 boys 4A bracket gets underway, and we'll have that one for you tomorrow night. 7 o'clock, 6:45 is our pregame show time from Wyomissing. Final score, the Mifflin Mustangs lose to Dallastown 63-35 in another girls 6A quarterfinal. So again, Dallastown moves on to the semifinals. The Mustangs are still in it, and they are in it falling into the consolation bracket as well, as they will continue their season on Monday in the consies and also into the PIAA playoffs as well. Rich Garcella on the floor gathering up our Reading Fight Phil's player of the game. It is Bulldogs senior guard Layla Jones. Rich, take it away.
Thank you, Bob. We're here with Wilson senior Layla Jones after the Bulldogs 50-33 win over Mechanicsburg in the 6A quarterfinals. Layla, you guys played this team last year. You couldn't play. How important was this game for you to play and try to get to the district semifinals?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I always say it. I'm very thankful that God put me in this position to even step my 2 feet on this floor in general. But we knew this team was out to get us this year again. You know, we beat them at their home court last year, so we had to come out and play, compete, and play to the standard.
How important was your defense, the team defense? How would you describe the effort for 32 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, definitely in the first half wasn't the best. You know, we got a little halftime speech, came out and just gave more intensity.
Who gave the speech, and what just in general terms, what was said in that speech?
You know, if we want to win and succeed, you know, we got to pick it up against the best teams that are going to play the best defense. You know, going through the county might have been easy, but now it's time to play real basketball.
It seemed like you didn't get a lot of opportunities to get into transition, but when you did, it worked. How important was the running game tonight?
Yeah, definitely. We knew our transition was going to be the key to this, and we knew it was going to be hard to get. So sticking to the standard, you know, pushing it out. Thankful that our girls can get up and down the floor as well as we do. So that just worked really well for us.
And on offense, you scored 14 points to lead your team. Violet Hauk had 11 rebounds, but you got Ryan Lehman and Laura Kokona going in the second half. How important was that?
Yeah, real good. You know, our shots weren't falling in the first quarter, let's just say that. You know, taking quick shots, you know, we got to slow it down, play the game of basketball, play real basketball, run our plays, and get to our stuff.
What does it mean to you to be going to the district semifinals next week?
Yeah, I mean, it feels great. I mean, I heard Hershey wasn't going to be the place this year, but we'll still make it work, and we'll hopefully still bring some gold home.
All right, Layla, congratulations. Good luck next week.
Thank you.
She is our Reading Fight Phil's player of the game. Invite you to stop out and see that all-new Redner's Event Center at First Energy Stadium. The R-Phils remind you to have your next sports team banquet in the R-Phils all-new Redner's Event Center banquet and meeting facility at First Energy Stadium. Whether it's a sports banquet, a meeting, a wedding, a corporate meeting, or any event, charity fundraiser, the #1 place for events in Berks County for groups of 40 to 1,000. The all-new Redner's Event Center at the R-Phils. Go to rphils.com/events for more information. So as Layla Jones talked about, getting her feet back on the floor. And if you're watching on our YouTube channel, you know she had her feet right back on the floor because she lost the shoes when she went in the locker room. But nonetheless, she played with them, and she played well as our Reading Fighting Phil's player of the game. Rich Garcella now has caught up with winning coach Matt Rickey. Rich, take it away.
Thank you, Bob. Matt, Layla just said some words were said at halftime from the head coach. What was your message to your players at halftime?
I don't know if I can say it here, but it was it pretty much was just you're going to have to make basketball plays. It's a great basketball team on the other side, and it literally came back to the concepts we talked about from day one in offensive basketball specifically, and spacing and ball reversal and doing the things like attacking the rim, getting in the paint, being in the right spot in the corner and spacing the floor to try and open up those driving lanes. And we started reversing the ball. We started attacking the rim in the second half, and it opened everything up against their really good, tight, like pack line type defense.
You told us when we met you before the game, you wanted 32 minutes of defensive intensity. You held this team to 33 points, 11 for 46 shooting, and I think 6 for 25 from three-point range. How would you describe your defensive effort?
It was great. I mean, especially in that second half. And really the game plan was to play with effort on that end and really communicate and talk the whole possession. And I thought they really did that tonight, and that's really what won the game for us.
I thought Violet only scored, I think, 4 points? Yeah, but she had 11 rebounds. She had a couple steals and a block. How important was her presence closing off their inside game?
Extremely important. I mean, she's a great shot blocker. She's really learned to block shots at the top of the shot without fouling. And she talks the whole possession and then rebounds. I mean, she was the catalyst kind of behind everything and seeing everything on their offensive possessions to talk to everybody and then clean it up on the rebounds. And that's what really hurt us early on was we weren't getting the first shot miss, and then it wasn't allowing us to get in transition. They were getting second chance points. So once we cleaned that up, and she was a big catalyst for that, it really helped us.
and how important was Layla Jones, your glue?
She's extremely important. You can see in these really tight games and in these championship runs right now where she's the calming force, really, especially when things get hectic and teams make runs for us. When the ball's in her hands, everybody trusts her, and she calms everybody else around us down.
Matt, the three seniors talked after the Berks County Championship game about that they have higher aspirations. You're now 2 wins away from a district championship. How do you feel the way this team has won comfortably in its first 2 district games? What are your thoughts of where your team is right now?
It doesn't feel so comfortable from my end. That was, I mean, obviously happy with where they are. I say this all the time. They just put winning first, and it doesn't matter who's got the high score. Most nights I don't even know who has the high score for us. They make the right pass, they rebound, they play defense, they do all the things that you need to do to win big games. So as long as we keep doing that, we'll put ourselves in good positions. I mean, you never know what's going to happen in these games, but if we keep playing like this, we'll give ourselves an opportunity for sure.
Matt, congratulations. Good luck. We'll see you next week.
All right, thank you so much.
50-33, the final score. The Bulldogs beat Mechanicsburg. We're going to take one more timeout. Back with our Celebration Ville of Exeter play of the game as our Pizza Temple post-game show continues from West Lawn after this.
Hi, I'm Mike Kuhn with Kuhn Funeral Homes. Since 1937, our family has been committed to serving our community. We now have 3 active generations, as I have the honor of working with my father and son. With 5 convenient locations to serve our neighbors, Kuhn Funeral Homes continues to dedicate our family to your family. Thank you for believing in us, and we promise to always be there for you.
What if you could have more Mike?
We had a calamity.
More Bob.
Am I going to remember this tomorrow?
More local voices.
You two really complement each other, and it makes for the great show.
And more of what you love in the morning.
Tell me more.
WEEU fans, we heard you loud and clear. So now you can hear Mornings with Mike from 6 to 10, followed by feedback from 10 to noon. More local voices, more conversation, and more of everything you love in the mornings. Right here on 830 WEEU, the voice of Berks and Beyond.
Support your Berks County community while purchasing great new and used furniture, appliances, and building supplies at the Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County. Located at 5370 Allentown Pike in Temple, the Restore carries brand name new and used appliances, furniture, home decor, and more. Many new items are manufacturer direct and are available at unbeatable prices. Stop by the Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County Tuesdays through Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. or visit our website at restoreberks.org for more information.
Tonight's play of the game brought to you by Celebration Villa of Exeter. Step into comfort sooner, and March is on them. Celebration Villa of Exeter is offering to cover your March rent-free if signed up by February 27th. Comfort, connection, and peace of mind are already at Celebration Villa. All that is missing is you. Call for information or schedule a tour, 610-370-2211. Celebration Villa of Exeter is ready for your next step. And the Bulldogs are stepping forward in the District 3 playoffs, thanks in large part to a great find, talking about the composure of Layla Jones. At one point in time, Mechanicsburg was trying to trap her out in her half court, and she found Laura Kirkona over the top of the entire defense from half court underneath the basket. Kirkona made the catch, made the bucket, and the Bulldogs extended their lead. It was a big second half for Laura Kirkona. She had all 13 points in the second half. She ends up right behind Layla Jones in scoring for Wilson with 14, and that was our Celebration Villa of Exeter play of the game. So Jones with 14, Kirkona with 13, 6 off the bench for Jade Lee, 9 for Kaylani Hardy, 4 each for Violet Hauk and Ryan Lehman. But the Bulldogs are moving on now, 25-2, winners of 17 straight. Again, they will take on either Cedar Cliff or Red Lion. Invite you to stick around. Coming up again for our scoreboard show, they will have the final score for you. Rich has a couple of final scores. We gave you the one. Dallas Town beat Governor Mifflin. Ole and Trinity was the other.
That was
Berks County.
That was a 3A semifinal, and the top-seeded Trinity Shamrocks broke it open after the first quarter and defeated the Ole Valley Lynx 65-31. The Lynx will play a consolation game, which is a state qualifier game. The top 3 teams from 3A go on to the state tournament. And that's all we have right now, Bob. I'm looking for more, but I can't find any more.
Like I said, Jeff Nolan and Matt Nobla have all the scores, including Exeter is in play action tonight. The Exeter boys, that is, in the consolation bracket in 5A. They need a win over Elko tonight. They need 3 wins in total. try to get that 9th spot and move on to the PIAA playoffs. That will do it for our coverage tonight. Again, don't forget, more high school basketball presented by Savage Auto Group tomorrow night from Wyomissing District 3 4A boys quarterfinal. Schuylkill Valley at Wyomissing. We're on the air at 6:45. Tip-off is at 7. You can watch the game on our YouTube channel at 8:30 WEEU Sports. And there will be some coaches and players from both Schuylkill Valley and Wyomissing on the scoreboard show with Jeff Nolan and Matt Knob coming up after this. Again, the Bulldogs moving on. Mechanicsburg falls to 21-5 and into the consolation bracket. Wilson into the semifinals in 6A. They are 25-2. 50-33 our final score. Thanks to Drew Kaufman and the staff here at Wilson High School for the hospitality. Our technical director is Sean Tansky. Matt Knob controlling things back in the WEU studios. For Rich Garcella, my name is Bob McCool. Wilson wins it over Mechanicsburg 50-33. Thanks for listening and watching high school basketball. We'll have more of it tomorrow night with WEEU.
You've been listening to High School Basketball on 830 WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond. High School Basketball on WEEU is brought to you by
Savage Auto Group, Remax Real Estate Agent Phil Macaronis, Keith HVAC, Redner's Warehouse Market,